This is Jeremy Jorgensen, host of the Why Edify podcast, proud member of the Education Podcast Network. Each show on the network is independently owned, and the views expressed may not represent those of other podcasts. For the best education podcasts, visit edupodcastnetwork.com.
Thanks for listening to the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast, where each week we talk about a free piece or two of technology that you can use in your classroom. I'm your host, Shanna Martin. I'm a middle school teacher, technology and instructional coach from my district.
And I'm our producer and husband, Fuzz Martin, boldly going where no podcast or producer has gone before. Science and space and other things.
Yeah.
Shanna giggles because I sometimes make faces while she's doing the intro.
This is true.
I make some like Gen Z faces.
Yes.
If you've got Gen Z kids in your classrooms, and you all do, you know what it is.
Yeah.
You know what those faces are.
A lot going on. And also, it is not pre-recorded. It is at the start of every show. The intro and outro are always live.
Always live. And people think that they're
Pre-recorded.
But we're just so
not.
good. And also, we're on episode what?
211.
211. So we've got a little practice.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you wouldn't know it, by the way. Sometimes I deliver this, but Shanna is.
Yeah.
Great.
Thanks. Episode 211. We're talking about some super cool science things. Sciencey things. And while, yes, I do teach social studies, I do teach technology, and I do teach robotics and various other things. I help lots of teachers in their classrooms. And I always like a good science site that, it's meant, you can use it in any content area. So it is a science site. The two sites we're talking about today are both science related, but
filled with content.
You could definitely include them in a variety of other content areas too. So it's not just for science teachers only. So the first site we're going to talk about is called Science News Explorers. The name of it has changed a little bit over time, but Science News Explorers. It used to be Science News for Students and various other things. The site itself, to get to it, is snexplores.org.
snexplorers.org.
snexplorers.org. And it's really cool. So my little top 5 reasons for liking this site.
Number 1. I'm sorry.
There should be a sound effect there. So, and now I will get one because I said science needs a sound effect.
I don't have a good set of sound effects.
Okay. Well, we'll just make it up in your head. Choose your number 1. Okay. So science articles for all kinds of topics. It offers all kinds of articles for reading and learning and investigating different types of science. It has collections of resources. So if you're looking for a specific section, so in their menu, they have a collection, and then it'll say things about action for the earth or AI or let's learn about a certain topic or jobs and things like that. We'll talk about. So there's collections of things. So you can set your students on a specific area, and then they could just research within this collection. Go ahead and choose your article you want to read. There's cool experiments that you can do with your students or with families or with children that you are in charge of. There is job connections, which I think is always important when kids are learning about a topic. These are jobs too. In your future, if this is interesting to you, you could get paid to do this topic. And I think talking about that with kids throughout, and not pushing you have to pick a job at the age of 10, but just these are jobs that people get paid for. You could do some really cool things out there and make money for it. And then the whole site encourages questions and curiosity, which I think is really important, always building into your classroom. So there's just a lot of cool things that I like about this site. So Science News Explorers, I will say they highlight, their purpose is ages 9 and up is their focus when it comes to the information that they have. So just keep that in mind. And if you're at the homepage, Today's highlighted article is on agriculture. A secret climate superhero lies beneath our farms.
I've been reading the one on the top right.
Physics finally explains the sound of clapping.
Oh, no. Let's see.
Butts of these fly larvae mimic a termite's face.
That's the one. With the
What have you learned?
This termite mimics its butt mimics this bowfly larva. Its butt closely resembles that of termite eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So when the larva is living in a termite's nest, that the termites leave it alone because they think it's one of them, one of us, but it's really just its butt. And it also breathes through nostrils in its butt. So there you go. There is your Science News Explorers.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
And all of the articles are super relevant. Like that one was written April 21st. So they're up to date with the information that they are sharing. There's also obviously engaging stories, and they're not super long. So you can easily read an article in class, analyze it, share the information online. They also have, with each article, they have a section called like power words.
Yeah.
So the words that are bold or focused on, then they have the definitions that go with them. And it's cool because it makes it printable. So that way you have like, if you want the students to do some analysis of that vocabulary, you can they make a little printable list for the vocabulary that they share. And they also have the citations at the bottom, which is always important because I'm trying to teach my kids information comes from other places and you can't just say it's yours.
Sure.
Which is a constant in middle school. So that's I just pulled up the physics. What's cool is, so when you're on the site, a couple of things. You can go on all topics. If you click on that, it will give you Earth, humans, life, physics, space, technology, chemistry, math, science, and society. So they have different topics. If you want things specific to life, then under life category, we'll give you animals, the brain, plants, fossils, ecosystems, microbes, and genetics. Under humans, there's human health and medicine, archaeology, psychology. I started reading in the art because the article, the titles are really interesting. Earth, you got environment, climate, oceans, agriculture, space, planets and the universe, technology, computing, and AI. So those are your overall topics that you can choose from to, again, find information and read these articles, which are they're just very engaging. And then also in your little search bar across the top, in the menu, there are other resources that as a teacher are fabulous. So they have the word of the week, and then it will give you specific article that goes the word of the week, and it will give you more information. You can go under that. I talked about when I was highlighting things, it's called the Cool Jobs Collection. And it's a series that explores career in STEM jobs and from math to fossils to computing, and just highlights different jobs. They have inventions and innovations, and they have a whole section that you can pull up that, especially if you're doing some sort of invention. Actually, our daughter who's in 4th grade just finished an inventions unit in reading class, and then they built their own inventions. This would be a great resource for those kids to be able to pull up additional information about other inventions that exist. And then they also have classroom questions where they have questions that you can pose as a class, and then you can do an investigation on that. So it encourages questioning and exploring things, which is very cool. There's just so many different resources. They have explainers what is a dinosaur and what is asthma and how is it treated, and purple only exists in our brains.
Yeah, for some of you.
Did you know that?
I did not know that. Also,
the color purple.
Under cool jobs, I'm sad to report podcast producer is not listed.
Wah, wah. See, who needs buttons for sound effects?
That's right.
So anyway, Science News Explorers just has all kinds of very cool resources. They also have a section on educational resources that would be helpful for teachers. It goes along with news stories versus explainers versus experiments, kind of walks you through what you could use in your classroom. So just lots of cool things. Doesn't matter what content you teach, you could find some very cool resources and articles for your students. I like to sometimes share articles hey, within these 3, you can choose, research it, and then share information within your group or within the class. So that way they kind of get some choice in what they're doing. And you can also share them pretty easily. You can just take the links and you can drop them in various places. And the articles also at the bottom of each article has where you can post it like to social media and stuff too, if you wanted to. So
Sure. It also has a readability score on each article as well. So
yeah,
it gives you the Flesch Kincaid grade level score,
which is super helpful.
Yeah.
So a lot of cool things, a lot of great resources for teachers, and of course, all free, which we love about these tools.
That's why we do this.
It is.
That's why we don't have any sponsors on the show also. Hey, when I advertise on
on this
podcast about free tools, and we tell you how to get around paying for tools, you want to do that? You want to give us some money for that?
Nice. So Science News Explorers, check it out.
Yep.
It's a very cool tool. Okay. Our second tool
Next
is also science related. And this one is called Technovation. It's for families. It's a way for families to get involved with some research or with like kind of design challenges and things like that. But you could totally pose these to your students in your classroom or just share them out as extra things for kids to do. I think like summertime and you have some challenges for kids like, hey, test this out. You will find it though. So it's Technovation Families, but the actual website itself is curiositymachine.org. So curiositymachine.org. So curiositymachine.org. And it is just a super cool. You sign up, you can get started for free. Go ahead and log in. If you want to check it out before you log in, though, you can just go and you can explore the site. It actually offers quite a bit to you without having to sign up for anything. And they will share like their whole community of learners. What's cool across the top is if you click on design challenges, and this is, I think, probably the highlight for me, is if you go under design challenges, they have STEM activities under like a variety of topics. So you can do STEM, like these design challenges under like AI, aerospace, art of science, biomechanics, biomimicry, civil engineering, computer science, electrical engineering, food science, material science, mechanical engineering, ocean engineering, robotics, and satellite systems. Okay. I'm going to click on civil engineering. So you pick your topic, and then it gives you civil engineering design challenges. Okay. Again, you can sign up and have access to this, but you could also access this without signing up.
Sweet.
And if you go under civil engineering, I picked the first one. It's build a planting machine. So build a planting machine that distributes seeds precisely. Okay. You can when you're part of the community, you have more access. But if you're just on the site, they have a little inspiration video. So you can like get a little background, like why are we doing this? Where's it coming from? It's a little over 3 minutes, close to 4. Then they have suggested materials. So like toilet paper tubes, cardboard, things, straws, masking tape, tissue boxes, marbles, Dixie cups, beads, marbles, okay. They have difficulty level rating. So it'll tell you like where you're at kind of with the design challenge. And then you can go from there. Like you can just set up your kids with that if you choose to.
Mm-hmm.
When you log in, it will give you more details to the challenge and all of the pieces that go to it. But honestly, as a teacher, you'd be like, this is our design challenge. You throw the supplies at the kids and then see what they come up with.
Sure.
Which is like one of my favorite things to do is to be like, here, make something out of this stuff. Now explain why it did or didn't work. And then tell me what you could have changed for next time. They have like just all kinds of cool ideas. Build a no-wire circuit. You can engineer a safe-stopping robot. And material science. You can focus on build DNA origami-inspired structure.
You can build a self-propelling boat.
You can build a water filter. And again, there's a little inspiration video, suggested materials, difficulty level. That part's laid out for you. And then you can design, like join the design challenges and then be a part of it as well in their community. So there's just a lot of cool things, resources. Sign yourself up. Again, you're able to participate. Anyone can sign up. There's no cost to it. It's just a way of like putting these concepts together and then also connecting it with AI and things like that within the community. So there's an AI family challenge that goes with it too. So there's family challenges, classroom challenges, and you can map it all and there's lessons that go with it. So Technovation Families, a lot of cool resources, building some curiosity with your students. It's just a cool resource. So I suggest you check that one out as well. Because there's cool things. There's just a lot of cool things to investigate.
So yes, Technovation Families was formerly Curiosity Machine.
Yeah, but that's still the website to go to.
Yes.
So there you go. Fun, sciencey things. Explore them, try them out. You don't have to be a science teacher to check these out. They're just kind of like cool things to integrate in your classroom.
Mm-hmm.
Or engage your students.
Very good.
Today.
TD.
Thanks for tuning in. This has been the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast. If you ever have any questions, you can find me on Blue Sky, Threads, Facebook, Instagram, and SmartinWI. And if you want to get more information on the links to the technology discussed in this episode, you can visit smartandwi.com. If you'd like to support the show, please consider buying me a coffee or two. Visit buymeacoffee.com/smartandwi or visit smartandwi.com and click on that cute little purple coffee cup. Your donations help keep this show going. New episodes each week. Thanks for listening. Go educate and innovate.
I've been reading this disclaimer since January 6, 2019. The ideas and opinions expressed on this podcast and the Smart NWI website are those of the author, Shanna Martin, and not of her employer. Prior to using any of the technologies discussed on this podcast, please consult with your employer regulations. This podcast offers no guarantee that these tools will work for you as described, but we sure hope they do. And we will talk to you next time here on the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast.